Welcome, duelists. My hair is telling me that it's your host of the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the second and very belated update video for the FBL. An update on our points, our scoreboard, and see how we're all managing the FBL so far, the False Bound League. Apologies that a lot of people seem to just be really excited to play this game, and I thought, it would be leisurely and a lot of people would have their, their daily lives and stuff like that, and this would be a hobby, but nobody would be playing in earnest. And well, color me surprised and wrong, because a lot of people have really enjoyed playing. In fact, I have finished my run. We'll get to that. Well, I have finished my run. But let's just go over the update. So the standings were as you see here, right? These were the standings last time we updated the video. Now, here are the latest standings. Yeah, you can see some people, well, a lot of people lost. A lot of people took some heavy hits. Let's just go over it one by one, and then we'll talk about anything major. So first and foremost, our reigning champion Tom somehow has that championship, that season 1 champion. Forget main villain energy, forget main character energy. He has champion mentality energy, because he's on mission 13. He's beaten mission 13, sorry. He's on Dragon's Lair and has, I believe that's the next mission, and no losses, no problems, not even a near miss that I'm aware of. I really haven't had time. I'm very behind on my videos, but I'm not even aware of any real near misses with him right now. So not off the top of my head. So kudos to Tom. I mean, he came into this draft going, I'm the season 1 champion, even though it was, we didn't really fully establish how we were going to do it, and there was a lot of haphazardness with it. He still won at the end of the day, and he was going to prove that that wasn't just some fluke. So good on Tom right now. Next up is Second Flock, mission 13, as well, in the same position as Tom, with 140 points and an 8-to-2 ratio. And once again, we'll go over each one. He's lost 8 monsters and 2 marshals, but realistically, he's at the midway point. He's almost, actually, he's over the halfway point of the game, though the missions get a little longer and harder from here on out. 140 points, it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. And when you consider the 25 points of those lost was very early on. He lost Mathis very early on in like mission 2 or something like that. So realistically, he's been playing quite well since. Now, with a heavy heart, we have to say that Graceful lost his run. Graceful lost his run on mission 18, Banishment. So he only completed up to mission 17 and actually did reach 0 life points. I believe it's actually -5 if you do up all the math, but we're not going into the minuses. We're just going straight 0 is 0, and that's the end of it. Fact of the matter is, he lost 18 monsters and 6 marshals. Man, oh man. And I don't blame him. Banishment and the mission before Banishment also. 2 very difficult missions, in my opinion, if you are not fully prepared for them. And I got by the skin of my teeth. And looking no further than me, I also lost my run just a couple maps after Graceful. Actually, I was the first one to play to completion, or a loss in this case. I reached up to mission 20, so I only completed up to mission 19. I reached Dream World and got pretty much I got to the boss, I got to the end of it, and I got decimated. I got destroyed. So I end up with a 12-to-4 ratio, monsters to marshal, with 55 points remaining. Now, granted, we can sort of get into this. We never really discussed this point. I don't think it's established in the rules yet, but I decided to forfeit after losing, because there was going to be no possible way it was just going to be throwing level 4s and 1s at level 90s or level 60s or what have you, and just watching them get slaughtered. There was no point to prolong the suffering of trying to replay Dream World. There would be no possible way for me to beat that. You can't grind. There's no way to boost up the remaining martial teams. So it just, I forfeited once I lost Dream World, and I just took the hit, and now I'm remaining with 55 points. Now, how that works if we all lose the run then I believe it's going to be point-based at that point, and if we all lose, then probably going to be based on how far you got, how many points remaining, etc., etc. But anyways, we haven't discussed that yet, but we'll have to wait and see how everybody else does. Now, Plays is still on Mission 13, so he's reached up to Mission 12. Still with 195 points and the same monster loss he already had, which I believe was Dungeon Worm. But I haven't seen Plays play in a while. I believe he was waiting for everybody else to sort of catch up a little bit, because him and Tom were very quick. I believe they were for much further than the rest of us for a while there. Now Alex has reached or completed one of the hard missions. Crucial Battle. Mission 9 was extremely devastating to most of the duelists, most teams. I personally lost a whole team on Crucial Battle. I believe, actually, did I lose? I think I lost 4 monsters on there. Yeah, so I lost quite a few members on Crucial Battle, and I believe Graceful did as well, and Second Flock lost quite a bit. Crucial Battle is a very dangerous mission. So 40 points remaining with a 13 monster to 5 martial ratio. It's not looking too hot for Alex. Alex is going to have to play perfectly for the rest of his run. If he does not, he's actually going to reach 0 life points before he even has a chance to make it as far as Graceful or I did. And finally, ZZ Nap is currently still on Mission 10, but I believe he was planning to play this weekend. He is probably going to be up to, I don't know, Mission 12 or 13 by the time this video comes out anyways, but currently still at 170 points at the time of recording with a 4-to-1 monster martial ratio. So those are the current standings. Very unfortunate both Graceful and I have officially failed. We failed our run, so it's now down to the other 5 players. Once again, we've never discussed what is going to happen if everybody ends up failing. I believe then we would go just by the remaining points. Like right now, Graceful and I are disqualified for losing the run, but if everybody loses the run, I think then we would go off of remaining points at that junction. But that was never discussed, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. But just to go over a few things, we don't really need to go over Tom. He's blessed by the Egyptian gods because he hasn't lost shit. So Tom's doing fantastic. Second Flock, once again, lost Mathis early on. The only real big losses that I see here are the Magician of Faith and the Wing Eagle combo on his Pegasus team. That's a major loss. And Illusionary Gentleman, sure, but Wing Eagle is already a very decent unit. And the fact of the matter is that now he can't polymerization. So he's got a good monster that died, but also his Crimson Sunbird combo not possible anymore. And of course, Magician of Faith, not sure when she gets her ability, but also, you know, something to sort of go dang at, right? Now Graceful pretty much lost everything, as you can tell from the score, so we don't really need to go over all of it, but pretty much all that was remaining was the Ishtar team and the Labyrinth Ruler team by the end. Lost everything else. So wow, really tough. But Graceful had some really bad luck in certain aspects that I was able to watch and stuff like that. So now my run, once again, I got to Dream World, so far I've gotten the farthest. I got to the boss, but unfortunately by that point I only had 2 viable marshals to play, both Labyrinth Ruler and Kaiba's team, and as a result I had to give up Weevil as a marshal to take a point loss to be able to make them full viable teams. I lost my Black Land Fire Dragon, my Soggy the Dark King, and my Dark Magician Girl, though I lost Dark Magician Girl much earlier on, so that was a hard recovery to do. In fact, I had to replay that mission about twice. One due to thunderstorm glitching, and then it just froze up halfway before I really even started the mission again. So I had to play that mission a couple times, but I still took the Dark Magician loss because I was basically done the mission, and what the boys had we voted on it and decided that I would just play, if I lost a monster halfway through or whatever, we just wouldn't count it because I already lost Dark Magician Girl. I'm not, basically by next mission, she's still considered dead. I just had to replay the mission to get to the next one because I was literally at the very end of the mission. So we sort of voted on that, and that was a loss I took there. But yeah, so 55 points remaining. There is really no point in me trying to replay Dream World, as I believe I already said. because all that's left is a Mokuba, Mathis, and Rex team, and the strongest is a level 5. That's just throwing cannon fodder. There's no way to grind them up. There's no way to raise them up. I'm just going to straight up lose. So if my Kaiba and Labyrinth Ruler team couldn't win Dream World, I'm not going to be able to do it with these guys. It's not that the monsters are bad that are remaining. It's they're too low level. So, that was a decision on my point to continuously use my favorite marshals. And as I slowly lost some of my favorite marshals like Bones and Pegasus and stuff like that, I was limited by the time I reached Dream World to my own folly. So at the end of the day, there's no point in just throwing cannon fodder and replaying Dream World, so I forfeited after losing Dream World. So, yeah, without any spoilers for some of the guys who are going to be watching the video on exactly what happened. But then we go to plays. Once again, no real changes that I know of. Still only lost Dungeon Worm. That's the only 5-point loss. Not really a whole lot to discuss here. I believe he's doing quite well, but he's just waiting on the rest of us to catch up. And now that quite a few of us have, Graceful and I are past him. Tom and Second are past him, and I believe Zed is going to be as well. I think he's going to start playing again. So we might have an update on that soon. Very, very soon. Alex, once again, losing his entire Kaiba team. What a dang loss. He lost his whole Kaiba team, Black Skull Dragon and Kaiser Dragon included. Like, wow. His Mokuba team wasn't that great, but still a 25-point loss. His Bones team with Zoa and Reaper and Pumpkin. It was like, man, oh man. He also lost Dragon Seeker on his Rex team, and therefore sacrificed Rex to rebuild another team. I believe his Pegasus team got rebuilt as a result of his cutting Rex loose. And he also lost his Weevil team with his Magnet Warriors and stuff. So Alex is in a very, very trying spot right now, though his Labyrinth Ruler team is still looking very strong with the Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon on it. And his Pegasus team doesn't look too worse for wear. So, yeah. Hopefully Alex does a little better than Graceful or I did, but it's not looking great. And now finally Zed, once again, I don't believe has any changes or losses since we last updated. He cut his whole Mokuba team. He lost Horn Imp, the Gemini, one of his pair of Gemini Elves. That was a big loss. He lost his Gemini Elf pairing on his Kaiba team. So that was actually a hefty loss for him. So no more double Radiance or whatever it's called, combo attack. So he ended up sacking his Mokuba team as a result. And so no Horn Imp, no Giant Crab, and no big insect there on Rex's team. So his other teams are still doing quite well, though. His Kaiba team, he moved Dark Elf over to his Kaiba team, and I think they're going to do quite well on that team. So, and he moved Stuffed Animal, I believe, to Labyrinth Ruler from Mokuba. So I think I have that right. Either way, that's pretty much the update. I don't think there's anything more to discuss. As I said, I don't really know how this is going to work if everybody fails if we go off life points, because I managed to fail while still retaining points. But as long as one person, just one person, successfully completes the whole run, it's not going to matter how many points I had in the end. So, but yeah. Either way, looking forward to watching some more when I get the time. Looking forward to watching more gameplay from all the other people still playing outside of myself and Graceful. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though. I will admit that. It was a crazy amount of fun. I'm really looking forward to playing more of this with all these guys. It was a really great ride, and we had a lot of fun back and forth in the Discord and streaming and stuff like that. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the update, and yeah, hopefully I do much better. That's 2 seasons in a row that I have failed very late game. I had only 1 mission to go in this run, and I had 4 or 5 left in the last season, but I have yet to actually complete a season here in hard mode. So, wow, maybe I'm not so good at this game. You know, I played it enough, you would think I'd be good enough at this game, but sadly, apparently not. So, that's what it is. Look forward to the next update video when the other duelists get a lot farther, and then we'll discuss any major changes there. Like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we'll see you guys back here next time. Have a good one, everybody. Sayonara.